It's Friday, June 7. InfoHub is coming to you from the Sophia Exhibition Complex, where Health Expo 2019 is being hosted. We have lots to tell you today. First up, President David Granger has reaffirmed Guyana's commitment to collaboration with Britain. The head of state was last evening delivering remarks at the Queen's 93rd birth anniversary celebrations hosted at the British High Commissioner's residence. President Granger stated that over the years, Great Britain has remained a strategic partner in several areas of Guyana's development.
Britain has provided valuable assistance to Guyana in the fields of agriculture, aquaculture, culture, disaster relief, education, economic competitiveness, governance, investment, law enforcement, trade, water supply, and very particularly, reform of the judicial service, the public sector, and the security sector.
He noted that the two countries have enjoyed an unbroken tradition of friendship since the establishment of diplomatic relations 53 years ago on May 26, 1966. The president highlighted that relations between the two nations are founded on 5 principles.
Those are mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, cooperation for mutual benefits, respect for international law and treaties, and the maintenance of international peace and security.
Guyana looks forward to collaboration with Great Britain in the areas of environmental protection, security, investment, and trade, among others. During brief remarks, British High Commissioner Greg Quinn highlighted Guyana's potential wealth and encouraged both the government and political opposition to work together for the benefit of all Guyanese.
Guyana is on the cusp of unparalleled wealth. That wealth must benefit each and every citizen of this country, regardless of who they are or where they are.
The event was attended by government officials, members of parliament, special invitees, and members of the diplomatic corps. The British High Commissioner also highlighted the expanding business relationship between Guyana and Britain, pointing to the links made last year between Aberdeen and the city of Georgetown. This and more, Quinn noted, is designed to help Georgetown learn about the benefits and challenges in the oil and gas sector. The Office of the Attorney General will be filing a new application to the Caribbean Court of Justice, providing evidence that former Member of Parliament Charandas Persaud was aware that he was sitting in the National Assembly illegally.
A release from the AG's chambers, signed by State Solicitor Jennifer McCalman on behalf of the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, states that the office has acquired new evidence showing the former government backbencher publicly admitting that he was unqualified to sit in the House. Details of the new evidence states that Persaud, participating in a YouTube program Globespan 24/7, streamed 3 weeks ago, admitted his fault. The program, which was moderated by Saladin Nasruddin, had a 3-member panel comprising of Nicholas Boyer, Sais Narayan Singh, and Dr. Bishnu Raghunath.
And Mr. Charandas, you, of course, it was contended that you were not aware, or you were aware that you could not sit in Parliament. What are your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you this
Did you know that you could not sit in Parliament because of your dual citizenship, or for whatever other reasons?
I knew that people with dual citizenship could not hold a seat in Parliament. That was given. That's a constitutional article that we can't get away from.
According to State Solicitor McCalman, the new evidence is very relevant and, if admitted, could influence the court's consideration and determination of this important issue. During the May 9, 2019 CCJ Consolidated hearing, Attorney-at-Law Eamon Courtenay argued that Persaud, a Canadian citizen, knew that he was not entitled to be an MP as he frequently traveled to that country. The court was told that Persaud had also renewed his Canadian passport in 2017. Kippany Jordan, InfoHub.
Guyana on the rise as Norway approves the transfer of $16 billion through its Climate Mitigation Ministry, which will finance the construction of 30 megawatts of solar photovoltaic farms with storage.
This remarkable initiative will see Guyana's reduce reliance on fossil fuels, thereby helping the country to mitigate the impacts of climate change through the renewable energy source. Minister Patterson explained that the $16 billion were previously earmarked for the Amila Falls hydropower project, which was proven infeasible. The Public Infrastructure Minister also announced the approval of funds that will transform an island in the Essequibo.
I'm quite pleased to say that the UAE fund funding has been approved, and with that funding we are seeking to make Wakenham one of the first totally green off-grid centers. That will be a hybrid system.
The recent acquisition of funds ties back to the government benefiting from $27 billion following meaningful dialogue in Norway in 2018. These monies were released as the Granger-led administration put forward its 2025 energy mix proposal and continues to pursue a sustainable development model of governance. The solar-powered farms that will be constructed in Bartica, Lethem, Mabaruma, Mahdia, and several interior locations are part of the government's commitment to upholding the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 7, which seeks to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Shaquille Bourne, for InfoHub.
Some more great news. In a special full court sitting today, 5 senior counsels have been admitted to the inner bar. Their petitions were read by Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, a senior counsel himself, who recounted the life and work of the newly appointed individuals.
Newly appointed senior counsellors Shalimar Ali Haq, Stephen Fraser, Carol James Boston, Robert Ramcharan and Rajendranath Punai were formally admitted to the inner bar on June 7th during a special full court sitting. The prestigious ceremony saw Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, the senior counsel himself, petitioning the High Court on behalf of the newly appointed senior counsels. This was followed by the ceremonial changing of the robes to reflect the individuals' new statuses. The 5 senior counsels were then welcomed by colleague Vijayanand Prasad and Bar Association President Tini Husti. Senior counsel Stephen Fraser, in a brief response, noted the need for a Judicial Service Commission.
That is something that I think has to be addressed and ought to be addressed with immediacy.
Senior counsel Fraser intends to continue his practice at Fraser, Husti and Yearwood.
I hope to improve standards, increase our capacity, both for research as well as to service our clients. I also hope to form more alliances with other counsel, both locally and internationally, to present a very open and accessible platform for representation of clients, interests, companies, investors, and I suppose all sorts of platforms where people would need or can use legal services.
Acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Janet Cummings Edwards, reminded the newly appointed senior counsels that they are part of the new and evolving face of the legal profession in Guyana, which is changing technologically. She also reminded that to whom much is given, much is expected. From the corridors of the High Court in Georgetown, with videographer Leon Young, Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Still to come, 10 to 16 megawatt wind farm to be constructed by 2020, and a look into the life of Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, who is scheduled for a state visit next week. Details after the break. Stay with us.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Shakil Bohr now tells us that by the end of 2020, a 10 to 16 megawatt wind farm will be constructed at Hope on the east coast of Demerara. This renewable energy project will provide a boost to the national electricity grid.
At a stakeholder meeting hosted on Friday by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, participants were briefed on the impact of the wind farm project.
We're looking at 4 wind turbines at Hope Beach. That'll supply about 7% of all of GPL's megawatt hours that they are distributing. With 40 machines, you would satisfy about 60% of all of GPL's needs without requiring any energy storage.
Dr. Johan Saido, Project General Manager for Hope Energy Development. The proposed wind farm is in compliance with local and international noise level regulations.
The residents sleeping at night will not notice the wind farm noise because it is already less than the noise that is already there. The noise that's there, we measured it. It's crickets, frogs, wind in the palm trees that they have around their houses, and the general noise that you always have in a community. It's not that noisy.
Noise impact tests were conducted at the Hope Secondary School, located some 420 meters from the proposed site. Responding to concerns that the project might negatively impact mangroves located along the shoreline, Dr. Saido added,
"We are only going to look at the areas covered by grass. We don't want to chop down any mangroves, and we shouldn't have to. And if we do, it'll only be temporary to lay some equipment down, and that's the very fringe where you have very short trees. They're almost just 6 foot high."
Following the fruitful dialogue, an environmental impact assessment will be conducted. The project is capable of supplying 7,000 homes with clean electricity, leading to fuel savings of 14.5 million liters per year. 30 to 40 construction jobs are also set to be created. Reported from the Environmental Protection Agency with videographer Mahinder Raj, Shakil Bourne for InfoHub.
Mathematics is fun, and the Ministry of Education is sparing no effort in making this known. Today, scores of children participated in the inaugural Mathematics Walk and exhibition.
The Mathematics Walk ushered in an atmosphere of love for the subject by the 28 primary schools which participated. The students walked from the Guyana Teachers Union in Wolford Avenue to the Queen's College on Camp Road, Georgetown. Students expressed their elation to be engaged in the activity and their love for math.
Maths is fun because I think it's interesting, because when we're working a problem, you don't really have to use the brain. Sometimes it just comes naturally.
I think maths is interesting because you can learn new stuff like addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. And the fun thing I like about maths is that you can teach people about what new and what they don't know about.
The exhibition was hosted at Queen's College. The students created interactive mathematics material. District Education Officer of the Primary Division, Adrian Elgin, said the intention is to build an awareness and increase love for mathematics.
This idea came from science fair. Usually we will have science fair. So I thought to myself, after discussing with my supervisor, that we could have something called a maths fair.
The Education Ministry has embarked on several initiatives to improve the quality of learning while revamping the curriculum and making learning environments more conducive for all learners. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
We end this edition of InfoHub with a special feature. Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo is scheduled to make his official state visit to Guyana next Monday. Ghana and Guyana have enjoyed diplomatic relations since 1979. We take a look into the life of the leader of the West African country.
His upcoming visit to Guyana is nothing short of historical, as it is the first time a sitting Ghanaian leader will visit Guyana, though the two countries have enjoyed cordial relations since the establishment of diplomatic ties on May 14, 1979. Nana Akufo-Addo won the presidential election against the incumbent in Ghana by a margin of 9.45% in 2016. He heads the government and is Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. President Akufo-Addo, who is passionate about the development of his nation to create a Ghana beyond aid, says this requires a deliberate qualitative change. In all aspects of our lives, especially in the structure of our economy, the nature of our infrastructure, the education of our young people, and the acquisition of skills, and above all in our attitudes in holding firm to the values that define us. President Akufo-Addo's vision for Ghana is that of an optimistic, confident and prosperous nation with a strong and thriving democracy in which mutual trust and economic opportunities exist for all, irrespective of their backgrounds. President Akufo-Addo previously served as Attorney General from 2001 to 2003 and as Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2003 to 2007 under the John Kufuor-led administration. He was born on March 29, 1944 in Accra, Ghana, to a prominent Ghanaian royal and political family. His father, Edward Akufo-Addo, was Ghana's third Chief Justice from 1966 to 1970, chairman of the 1967-68 Constitutional Commission, and the non-executive president of Ghana from 1970 to 1972. His maternal grandfather was Nana Sir Ofori Atta, King of Akim, Abu Akwa. The 75-year-old Ghanaian leader is married to Rebecca Akufo-Addo and has 3 daughters. He attended the University of Ghana between 1964 to 1967 before heading to London to further his education. In 2016, President Akufo-Addo was presented with the Mother Teresa Memorial International Award for Social Justice by the Harmony Foundation for sacrificing political ambitions for the sake of national peace and reconciliation. He was also given an award for exemplary leadership in June 2018 by the Whitaker Group. Also in the same year, the U.S. Africa Business Center of the United States Chamber of Commerce presented him with the 2018 Outstanding Leaders Award in the recognition of regional, diplomatic and economic leadership in Africa. Though this is his first visit to Ghana, this is not his first time meeting His Excellency President David Granger. The two met in Cuba earlier this year. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy. And pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.